Hello guys and welcome to part 4 of my short Brutii campaign walkthrough. Last time we left off we had just conquered the city of Athens here on the peninsula of Greece, and we'd also sent a blockade over to the port of Sparta, and not much happened in the last episode. I don't think. We sent our diplomat also up north to negotiate some trade deals. But I mean, apart from that, not much else. So I'm going to send my diplomat further east, in order to hopefully find some other civilizations to trade with. Meanwhile, I'm going to repair the walls at Athens and build a port first, so that I can get trade income coming into there, because Athens is a really good trade centre, and I'm going to do that first before I build any like public baths or communal farming, just so I can make it more of a cash cow essentially. And there we go again, Greece requesting a ceasefire. You know what? I can understand, actually, I think, why the Greeks keep requesting peace agreements, because it's literally the only way they're going to survive. I mean, chances are they've only got Sparta, Rhodes there, and also another city around here somewhere left, so they've probably only got 3 settlements left, so I think I can understand kind of why they keep requesting peace settlements. It's most likely purely because they're just fighting so hard to push me back, but they're losing, so they can't afford to like lose any more of their men. So I think that's why they're continuously requesting peace agreements. I mean, they're not going to get it, that's for sure. But still, I don't know, would you request a peace agreement if your country was on the verge of being defeated, or would you continue fighting to the last? Because I suppose it's also kind of a cultural thing as well. You know, how that would be perceived would be very different, I'm sure, amongst different cultures. Pardon me. And I'm sure in somewhere like Japan during the Second World War, the social idea was to fight on to the last person until the Americans dropped the atomic bombs on Japan at the end of 1945. But then again, I guess in somewhere like Greece, ancient Greece, where democracy was born, the idea would be much more democratic. They'd try to negotiate, try to find more humane ways of getting out of conflict. And I suppose that's actually kind of more honourable than seeking war itself. But then again, it's of course a cultural thing. You have to look at it culturally. You can't just reject their views out of hand just because you disagree with them. It might just be what their culture is based around, not what you are used to. So I'm going to blockade the port of Rhodes, put a further stranglehold on the Greek economy. See. Build some crop rotations and extra farming around in the city of Croton. See how Athens is doing. They're doing fine. Just built a new port there. And I suppose in the ancient world there was less of a chance to be more humane and negotiate your way out of a conflict, because in the ancient world wars were fought literally for the survival of entire cultures and nations. I mean, the Battle of Salamis in 480 BC was fought for the very future of democracy and the very survival of the whole of Greece. So it's not like you can take it lightly on the chin. It's like you know, if your nation is under attack, it will fall unless you do something about it in the ancient world. So there's the famous eruption at Mount Etna. Yeah, I mean, just look at those graphics. Look at them. Oh, that is amazing graphics. Oh, Jesus, move over Dark Souls and War Thunder. Oh, those graphics though. Yeah, seriously, that is some pretty terrible graphics. But then again, like I said earlier, like this is an old game. It's from 2002. It's give it a chance. It's of course it's going to be rough around the edges. Anyway, I'm just building a little navy to ship my army over to Parangum there in modern-day Western Turkey, because I've been given an order by the Senate to take it. And when you get given an order to take a settlement by the Senate, if you're playing as the Romans, they'll give you like 10 turns to do it. And but if they give you an order to blockade a port, you only have 5 turns to do it. But there's kind of like a reason behind that, because navies move much further than what's it called? Armies do. And so, of course, they give you less time to sort of facilitate that in. Nice. So I've been given the award of the most advanced faction. Probably because I'm the only faction so far who's built public baths and food stocks, but who knows. So I'm just continuing to build up Athens. I'm just building some communal farming, and then I'm building a more advanced barracks, because I want to replenish the regiments of light infantry that I've got there, because I haven't got much funds to build a really big army at the moment. And so my best chance really is to replenish that little army I've got here, and so in order to be able to ship them over and use them to conquer Parangum. So I've built some communal farming at Athens. I'm building a temple now at Thermon. I've built a governor's villa at Apollonia, and I'm building some more communal farming there. And things are going pretty quietly at the moment. I just keep going next turn to next turn, because there's a bit of a lull in the fighting, and because the Greeks don't have a huge navy, they can't really strike back at me. And because they only have a small economy, and I'm throttling the life out of them by blockading their ports, they can't really, properly attack me. It's there's not much they can do, unfortunately for them. I mean, there's not much I can do at the moment either. Like I keep saying, like at the beginning of the game, you won't do much, because you mainly be preoccupied with just building up your economy, defending your borders. And one thing I'm going to do towards building up my economy is building a mine industry near Salona. Now, this mines cost a lot of cash at the beginning of the game, but I'd highly recommend building them anyway, because the long-term profits they will bring are just tremendous, and that's the case I think in any Total War game. So take 2,000 denarii. That's a lot at this stage in the game, but still the benefits will be boundless in the long run. So, first time the Greeks tried to fight back by attacking my blockade of Sparta's port, and they fail. Yeah, not going well for you guys, is it? But you've got to give them credit. At least they tried. But I suppose you could make the argument: why would they do that anyway if they've got such limited naval forces available to them at this stage? I mean, you know, they've got a lot to lose, and they've got little to fight with, so, you know, it's likely that the, such a small army can't, or such a small nation rather, can't afford to throw away its naval forces like it just did in order to relieve just one city. I mean, what I would have done is I would have just massed all my naval forces into one force and then just attacked one port at a time, but then again I don't even know if they've got that much left. Chances are, because they've only got 3 cities left, they really probably don't have much left at all. So hopefully they won't actually have that many forces garrisoned at Parangam when I attack there. Because I'm going to try and attack there with as big a force as I can. You know, I'm replenishing all the light infantry regiments I've got here, plus I'm building an extra one just to back them up further. And, you know, because I don't know how many forces they've got there. Wait a minute. Shit. Okay. They've just landed a massive army on the southern coast of Italy. Oh, fuck. Right, well, I'm going to have to garrison that town with as much force as I can muster. Yeah, I think I might lose Croton. Shit. I totally didn't see that coming. Look how many units they've got there. They must have at least, like, a dozen regiments of hoplites and, like, say, at least half a dozen regiments of skirmishers. I'm going to have to ferry my entire army back over to southern Italy in order to fend them off. I might have to call off my invasion of western Turkey. In fact, I'm right. Look. Sparta, they've only got 2 garrison units. Parangam, they've only got 1. Rhodes, they've only got 2. So they must have stripped their entire sort of Western Empire in order to facilitate launching a massive invasion of southern Italy. That never happened in history, but well, I mean, it is happening now. Shit. Oh my god, what do I do? So I'm just gonna have to ferry my men back and fight the Greeks off with as much force as I can. Oh crap, you gotta be kidding me. Seriously? Okay, so the relief navy got beaten off by a tiny force of pirates, so now I'm probably not going to be able to send any more forces back to assist the hometown. Shit. This is not going well. Yeah, I mean, damn. I totally didn't see that coming. I hope they don't set siege to Thermon, because it's not garrisoned by that large a force of soldiers. No, I don't have that much force protecting it. God, they even have siege weapons. But, in fact, I don't think I'll worry, because look at this. The Scipii have come to help me. They've got 3 of their generals, huge numbers of light infantry and cavalry, and I think they're even sending a small reinforcement force down to southern Italy, so I'm going to let them take care of the situation. You know, hopefully they'll be able to sort it out themselves. But, you know, you never know. I mean, man, that was tense, because I think the Greeks could still take southern Italy, but it entirely depends on what they're going to do next. Chances are they won't do it, because the Scipii are there now to protect my home towns. But you know, I'm not sure what they'll do. You know, it could be that they will just continue to attack anyway, regardless of whether the Scipii are protecting my towns or not. But one thing I hope is that the Scipii can hold them off. So my faction leaders died, but at the same time, ways open now for me to attack Parangam. God, this is tense. This is so tense. I've only got 2 turns left to attack Parangam, so I'm gonna have to make this bloody fast. There's not much I have to do, so I don't have to preoccupy myself much with taking care of my settlements. At the same time, you know, I've still got to do something, so I'm just going to build some roads and some sewers, and that's it. But I've got to take Parangam, take the pressure off of southern Italy, because those guys might still launch their invasion.
Ready to sail. Yes, Captain. All ashore. Sir.
So I'm going to equip my general there with some missile infantry. And yeah, I don't have to go into the battle much at all in order to take it. Next turn, when the battering ram is ready, I'm just going to launch my attack and just click auto-resolve battle, because, I mean, my general has more than enough forces to take Parangam, while the Scipii are defending southern Italy. I think if the Scipii hadn't come there though, hadn't come to southern Italy to help me fight off the Greeks, then I would have without a doubt lost. Unfortunately, I didn't take Parangam in time because I was too busy being concerned about the Greeks. And unfortunately that cost me, so I'm still going to take Parangam, but I had to sort of keep an eye on the Greeks. And, you know, when you're playing first as the Romans in the campaign on Rome Total War, you have to take into account what is tactical and what the Senate asks you, because you're going to have to put what the Senate asks you first every time until you have enough power with the Senate and the public to take over. But at the same time, you know, in between those missions, try to build up your you know, economic power base as much as possible by conquering as much land as you can. And I mean, a battle like that against the city of Parangam isn't gonna sort of like test you at all, because I mean, I outnumbered them 8-1. But regardless, you know, you have to take into account what is tactical and what the Senate asks of you, and do what the Senate asks of you first. But in between missions, try and be as active as you can and conquer as much land as you can, take as many ports as you can, in order to create as strong an economic power base as you possibly can. But, you know, unfortunately sometimes the two will collide, so much so that, like I did with having to keep an eye on the Greeks there when they invaded southern Italy, that unfortunately the other will have to come second, even if you don't want it to. So always take that into account. But regardless, I wish you guys a good hunting, good health, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield.